All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining this morning and coming. We've got Rosa's this morning from Deb with Super Home Warranty, and we're going to let her talk in just a second. First thing we're going to talk about though is our core value for today. This is we intentionally keep our team small and curated, always partnering with and rewarding the right people. It's not about having the biggest team, but about having the best team. We hire and fire based on culture and mission. That being said, if you know someone that you think would fit the 6Dev culture in our team, I encourage you to reach out to Jimmy and connect that agent with Jimmy, because he does interview people. He's the director, so he's the one that's actually making the decision of who's coming on board based on culture index, based on if he thinks that they will fit our team or not. Amanda was a great fit. She's been wonderful to work in. It was easy. It was like nothing. It was easy. So that's the kind of people we want coming in here. But if you think somebody is a good fit, Joanna, that agent that you're working with, yeah, bring her on.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're gonna let Deb with Super Home Warranty, Deb McCandless. Thank you for breakfast number one. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And if you'll stand right here, this way, yeah, that way you're in front of the camera and the people online can see you. You can do your talk. Come on in, Holly.
Thank you. Okay, so this is good right here. Can y'all see?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. I don't know why you want to see, but okay. So I'm Deb with Super. Super is a company that I've been with for about 6 years now. And a little bit of I live here. I live in Cleburne, actually. But right outside of Fort Worth, I have horses, and that's kind of my passion outside of my family and God and country. You can see. So anyway, Super has been an amazing. I've been 16 years with a company I totally love. They were doing, talk about core values, right? It's so important that you are with that right there. It means a ton. So with that company, they got bought out by a very large, you all would know who, American Home Show. I'm just saying because I worked for them. It was a horrible experience, y'all. Just seeing numbers, seeing how they treated clients. It went from awesome to zero. It took about 18 months for them to try to ruin relations I had built for 12 years with clients. And now I'm with a company back. In fact, it's all my old people from my old One Guard. So it's pretty cool. We have those core values back. It's better because we have technology now wrapped around home warranty. And y'all know or don't know, home warranty kind of got lost in the big market. That was a strong seller market. So we were not attached to contract anymore, just like appraisals and inspections. There was nothing but, can you pay 50 grand more to beat someone out of a deal? So that's kind of where it's been. Now we're back to more normalized. We get those. We were talking about interest rates. If the interest rates click, y'all, it's going to be a floodgate. I'm waiting for the floodgate. It's coming because I've been here long enough to know it does change. So floodgate's coming. My attachment rate for home warranty is higher now. We're about 30%, where we were like 0. We were 90% before COVID. So just so you know, there was a reason for home warranty. It mitigates risk for your clients. I live this dream, and I can tell you when your clients call me crying, okay, because their AC's down, it's August, had one a couple weeks ago, and they have no money because they just put everything into their home. So this home warranty will pay off for them, but you have to do diligence, right? And there's so much you can know to help. And here's how I am. It's all about sharing so they make educated, informed decisions on what they get and who they go with. So I'm big on fine print. And in home warranty, that's the scam, is the fine print. Okay, so I'm big on it. I think Super is the only company in DFW that discloses everything. And that's because they're proud of what they offer. It's awful. Like I literally I had a big team meeting. I literally sat with a competitor's brochure, whom I love. I know her for years. I know her and love her and respect her. But she's got a product that's not like mine. So I was going through the brochure trying to find limits couldn't, never could find a limit. Y'all are gonna see limits in my brochure right up front. And I want you to know our limits are 30,000 aggregate for the year. That's the other thing. Focus on the aggregate because they'll tell you they have a limit. Is it aggregate? Does it cover all of the plumbing, electrical, HVAC? Is unlimited with super even on the basic plan? But upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. The more you upgrade, the better your client's experience is. And it's not thousands of dollars, it's hundreds of dollars. It's tens of dollars. It's not even hundreds. It's like, put the upgrade in at least. Go to the signature if you can, it's $7.99. My partners, my agents that partner with me, they put the $800 in the contract because they know the experience is going to be so much better. So what they get for the 800, I'm going to focus on that. The upgrade is important. It's in there, it's packaged in. Even on the basic simple plan, it's 30,000 aggregate, unlimited HVAC. But then your customers start coming out of pocket. If they have the old R22 refrigerant, y'all know what that is. If they have the new A2L refrigerant, y'all know what that is. It's happening right now, okay? We're going to talk about that in a second. But that refrigerant cost is built into the signature. I don't care if it's $150 a pound like R22 is right now, or $90 a pound like A2L is right now, or the R410A, which is about $30 a pound. That's covered under that. That one thing, because it's 10 pounds to fill a system, pretty much. That's huge, right? I'm talking about maybe $200 a pound for R22. So factor that in. Add the HVAC incompatibility. I'm going to kind of focus on that because I had a shocker last week. So I've been telling everyone A2L is new, started mandated in January. And here's my experience from the R22 to the R410A. We had about an 8-year, 10-year period where we had parts. Y'all, parts are gone for the R410A. So the unit I have in my home right now, no more parts. What does that mean?
Got to upgrade.
Got to upgrade to brand new. Does the condenser talk to the air handler with the upgrade? Heck no, no. So $150 extra protects your clients from the upgrade. And was my point earlier. You share it, you want it, you can get it after, up to 2 weeks after closing, they can add it. But you've shared it. They don't have to choose it. But when I get the call, or you get the call, because you're there first, and then I get the call, I'll say, well, we shared this because I have the email that we sent to them. And just like their contract inspection, they don't have to read it, but they can act on it, right? And then they know. It's not on us, they made an informed decision. Okay, we've got a process called In the Clear. I want to share this in a class maybe early next year, but In the Clear is it's a process we can do in options, let's say that. It's a pre-approval on everything that's included with the home warranty. So it is a great negotiation tool for you guys. You will, once you have your inspection done, submit it, and then you can ask for, go in your portal, and select In the Clear. Gives you a really cool little 2-page report. These are the things covered by the home warranty unequivocally for unknown pre-existings. And these are the things that you need repair receipts for. Gives you a great tool to go back. And then you can say, right, where you're covered. You're going to closing day covered by the home warranty. And if you think they're not using it, I get more calls in the first 5 days than I do any time else, because that's when stuff's going to break down, right?
So then after you put your order in, you have that.
Once you get the inspection, so
Yeah.
you're not under contract yet, right? But you've got it inspected. Let's go ahead and set the plan up in Super. You submit that inspection report. It's super cool. Like, it's so easy to do. It's all technology. You upload, request it. There's a little checkbox for In the Clear, and you get the report back in 24 to 48 hours. My experience is, and you tag me, I tag them, I get it back in 24, pretty much. I have a lot of agents using this right now, and now we're seeing the payback because we started using it in January. So now that 5-day in client that has an HVAC breakdown this summer, we saw a lot of it. They already have their inspection uploaded. They already have in the clear. Super knows. We've already looked at the inspection report and everything passed. I have a story, quick. 17-degree split differential. You'll know what the split diffs are. Very important with super because that we use the inspection report. So much to share. So 17 suite, she has an inspected 17-degree split diff. I tell the agent, who's a great partner of mine, like years, and I say, you're good, send it in. Close, good, on the HVAC. 5 days, I get a call, send a contractor out. The filter is sucked into the flue. Flue is cracked, right? You don't get a 17-degree split diff like that. There's no way they got a 17, but that's what the inspector put on. And I'm calling the agent going, hey, if it's my company, I'm not covering this a mess. But guess what? Super covered it. They covered it. Insane. I would never have thought. But listen, they only had the basic plan. The gal came out of pocket almost $3,000. Devastated her. So you have to have the coverage just in case, right? Okay, and then we have certified seller coverage. We have seller coverage. It's the best in DFW. I can prove it. Okay, it's free. I'm going to send you the email. I'm going to send you all the emails.
Send me the stuff and I'll.
If y'all need it, it's amazing. So there's no reason not to put seller coverage on a listing ever. Okay, it's not going to hurt them. It might help them a lot. And now we have certified seller coverage. So we do a mini inspection on the processes, systems in place, and then we give it to your sellers. So now your sellers are in front of it, right? They know it helps you close because they know what's broken and then they know what's going to get covered day one for the buyer. It's pretty cool. So $275, little inspection, the same report. Pretty cool. Okay, any reason not to go super?
No. Please send me everything this
I will.
afternoon and I will get it in front of everybody on our
Okay.
Slack channels.
Y'all be blessed. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you for breakfast.
All right.
And
Y'all
we will
take
see you
care.
in the spring. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. All right.
You have a great day. Okay, let me yell at Jimmy because he's on deck. Jimmy, you're on deck in about 3 minutes. All right, so next week, sorry. Go ahead. Next week, we've got Sparkles built out of Capital Tiles and Weatherford coming out. Y'all know Sparkles? Okay, Sparkles is coming out for us next Wednesday morning, 9:45. Also, LB will be here. She's going to drop in for a quick 10-minute visit from construction. And then I'm going to be doing Big Results, Small Steps Big Results 5, which is the social proof engine. I can tell you that as I'm designing these classes, they're getting better and better on the back end. I think they're getting better, and ChatGPT keeps giving me A+s on my presentation. So I think that it's going to get even better as we go along. I'm already out to working on session 8, so I'm working about a month in advance. But some of these are really, really good stuff. Realtor.com stats show that this week is the best week for a buyer to buy a home. This is their national thing, but this is the best week for buyers. I think that it probably is, with interest rates staying very steady where they've been the last 2 weeks. I think it's a great time. If you'll notice on the calendar and on Slack, you guys, I did cancel the class for the 29th, which is 2 weeks from today, because we're going to do a Halloween party. So dress up, come 9:45. We will have food. We will have bubbling dry ice drink. It'll be fun. Clarissa's going to dress up as Jimmy this year, probably, or maybe Jamie. So anyway, that's what's going on in 2 weeks on the 29th. She said yes. Don't forget that the Christmas extravaganza. We will start getting all that planned with Tasha and Holly in charge, and we will start making updates to that. But that weekend is December the 6th and the 7th. That's the extravaganza is Saturday. The Christmas party is Sunday night at Joe T. Garcia's, and I forgot the name of the room. It's across the street from the main entrance to Joe T's.
Oh, they always say.
Where we've always done. That'll be the 7th. Who needs?
I will say one thing about the extravagance. It's much different than last year.
we obviously will have Santa here in the podcast studio, but we're also going to do family pictures that are like not holiday related.
Okay.
So I feel like we felt like we used to do that in the past. We kind of feel like it opens it up a little bit more for
Trying to race to get it.
right. Well, like just people, that don't have little kids that don't want to be Santa, your clients could actually come in and take a nice family picture and great gift.
Okay, good. That's great. We'll be announcing all that stuff, and there'll be a lot of information coming about the extravaganza. I put a post out yesterday on Slack. Who needs panels, frames, riders? If you have any of our loaners, now's a good time for you to jump on board. The more signs that we order, the cheaper they get. They start at about $210 a piece for the frame, rider, and panel. But if we order close to 10, it's like $185 for the whole package. So if you don't have enough signs, please jump on the Slack thread. Let me know. The office is ordering 4 panels, and then Holly said she wants a full set. So we're kind of halfway there. If we get about 5 more, the cost will go down pretty significantly. It's about $20, about 10% down for that. And then Jimmy, come on.
Dang, dude, why you gotta throw that picture on there?
That's 8 seconds, dude. Let's
That
go.
guy.
After how many minutes do I get?
That's my issue now. Yeah. It's just a GIF. It's just funny. I'm just fine.
We'll do like this. So I can see it on. Okay, so I want to give you guys a couple of just one announcement really. So I have right here a lease agreement. We are going to sign a lease in Mansfield for a Mansfield office. And so pretty exciting. We've kind of been discussing this for a year plus. We have, I think we counted 8, Patty, Clarissa, Rachel, shout out over there. 8 agents that are in Mansfield location. And so, and there was a spot that we've been looking for an office out there for probably a year plus now. And they have found one right off of Main Street in Mansfield. And so it's just a really exciting, really good deal. And so a couple of things with this. We have tried a couple offices before, and I feel like we didn't do it well. And so a couple of things just with the office and like another office, what that does. Normally, like whenever you create an office, there tends to be like a subculture or like 2 different cultures. But we are very specifically and like intentionally saying this is not like, we're not going to brand it as like 6th Ave Mansfield. We're not going to brand it or have like anything that represents like a 6th Ave separate location. It's just, we are 6th Avenue Homes, period. One team, one culture. And so this is just going to be a satellite office. It's just a place where, if someone is in like south of Mansfield, they don't have to drive 45 minutes just to meet at the office, right? It just doesn't that doesn't really make sense for the customer's sake. However, it also, like from an internal perspective, I don't want it to be like, oh, well, that's 6th Ave Mansfield. This is 6th Ave Tarrant County. It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want a different culture. I don't want a different subculture. I just want it to be 6th Avenue Homes. And so the agreement there is that 6th Ave Mansfield is just a satellite office. We're not even going to call it 6th Ave Mansfield. We're just going to call it 6th Avenue Homes office in Mansfield. And so it's going to be a satellite office. They're going to come in to this office once a month, and then I'm going to go to that office once a month, and we'll still do online. So it really, honestly, won't affect the way we operate internally. That was a really big deal to me, is to keep the culture and just everything kind of intact. And so if we do it in office again, and so that was kind of the biggest thing. It's just strictly, this is going to help them grow their business out there, since they're out there all the time. And we have enough agents now to support that financially. And so that's kind of the idea of 6th Ave, is that as we get a cluster, so to speak, of agents in a given location, we can just buy another office or a satellite office out in that location. Like if we just have one agent, like Brian's like far north Fort Worth, it's like, well, we got like maybe a couple, so it's like, well, doesn't really make financial sense. And I was telling them that same thing. So until we get 5 to 8 agents in one given location, we probably won't. But once we do, and we start growing, and we see growth out there, and It's like, that makes sense. So just big key takeaways is, one, I want to keep on doing this. I want to keep on moving and expanding to satellite locations until it makes sense to like have actual like permanent offices. I want to keep doing that. So that's the one big takeaway. Second, so I'm about growth. I'm about growing. I'm about pushing out. I'm about making 6th Ave in, what's the word I'm looking for? Tangible in other locations. What's the word I'm looking for? Anybody help me out? Like convenient for other locations? There we go. Accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. Accessible. Thank you. Thank you. Accessible to a larger group of people. So I want to keep growing. That's the first thing. And then second thing, I don't want culture to suffer because of it. A lot of times companies grow and you expand, and now you don't have any depth. And so that's just one thing I'm not willing to sacrifice. And so we are a team. We're a familial kind of type of team. Mansfield and Fort Worth and Tarrant County and Park County. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. We're all one culture. We're all one company. We're going to market it the same way. It just so happens we have a satellite office in Mansfield to make it more convenient and accessible for clients. So that's a really big deal to me that I make sure I want everybody to know. Any questions, thoughts, concerns about that? Last thing I will say is go read our mission statement, go read our vision. This is like in line exactly with our vision, is we want to make real estate more accessible and easy for people. This is literally doing that. And so
how many, you said there's 7, so those 4 girls right there are all Mansfield, but there's more.
yeah, like Rachel, Bailey. Oh yeah, Rachel.
Oh, Bailey.
Yeah,
So will they come into our
Ashley.
office sometime still?
I mean, like, and guess what? Yeah, like you're going driving down south or something like that, and you want to meet somebody, it's like, great, use that office. Like,
Yeah, because I've been sometimes in Ennis, so it's a big office.
this is great. I would love to go west and north. Like, I think that makes the most sense. East, I know. Like, let's get 5 to 8 agents and like, let's keep doing it. Make it more convenient, make it more easy. Like, let's do it.
We have satellite offices, and they're just offices. You just go there, there's a desk, there's a computer. You can sit down with the client at a desk and have a quiet conversation. Might be 1 or 2 other people in the office, have a bathroom. It would be really nice to have.
For the
this
girls,
online.
it's the bathroom. There's a bathroom that's private.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we
It's
go.
better than Quick Trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bath, we have a bathroom in Mansfield.
Thank you, Jennifer.
So, hey, logistical things, I'm signing the lease today. It took a while for the owner to get it over to me, so I finally got it. And then December 1st is when we officially get access to it. So, well, we have access, exclusive, Patty, Rachel, we'll have access, Jana. Oh, Jana's up there too. We'll have access, I think, here in about 2 to 3 weeks, but we won't be able to like move in officially until December 1st. So it starts December 1st. So really, it's like we're gonna get it ready for the new year. So, all right.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay, industry updates. So we'll hit these fairly quickly today. There's not a lot extra going on that you guys are not pretty much aware of. Cash buyers are strong. Nearly 1/3 of homes in early 2025 were all cash transactions, making competition tougher for mortgage-reliant buyers. AI tools are growing in real estate. I'm sure you saw that the Z company now has an internal chat GPT channel that they're using the AI. Realtor.com is doing the same thing. Homes.com is doing the same thing. So we are about to see people be in chat GPT and say, show me houses under $300,000 in Mansfield or in whatever. And chat GPT will start sending them those things. So the things that we're doing in small steps will help you because you are already going to be positioned as a realtor. If you do the social media and the social proof that we have talked about in small steps, big results, that will assist you as ChatGPT finds information. Yes, Shannon.
I have found it as exceptionally helpful in the rental market because there's so many different websites for rentals and it can be so time consuming. I just did a search yesterday for a rental and it brought up literally everything and kind of some stuff that's not actually for sale, but you can weed that out so much faster than going to 47 different websites.
Good, that's great. Speaking of rentals, renting fraud surges. Lease application fraud is rising. Falsified documents, stolen identities, making the rental process riskier for landlords and tenants, which is probably why you all got a text message from me in a 314 area code this morning. So when you get something like that, and it's not my 360-5555 number, it's not me. I don't text from any other number than that.
They stole my identity early last year for a rental application.
Yeah.
I got free, everything's for.
That's what it is. So technology and buyer behavior are reshaping the industry. Be prepared to lean into the AI tools that are available. Stay vigilant on fraud and recognize cash buyers are driving competition. National market update. So purchase activity is up year over year, although it's down 1% week to week. More buyers are choosing adjustable rate loans. Rents are flat at $22.95, while 42% of listings saw price cuts, making buying increasingly attractive. In condos, 72% more condo sellers than buyers in August, creating the strongest condo buyers market in 12 years. So if you work condos or have a niche thing that you like to do, now would be the time to start thinking about condos and advertising to those buyers. Buyers have growing leverage, softer prices, better inventory, and rare opportunity in the condo market. Okay, so last week we're shut down. So we're not getting interest rates. We're not getting job reports. However, they are still going to do the CPI. The Consumer Price Index will come out, but it's going to come out a week late, which is next week. So these numbers are a little bit skewed. Record highs early in the week. Stocks fell sharply on renewed U.S.-China trade tensions. China tightened rare earth exports. U.S. hinted at a massive tariff increase in response. The response was, okay, we're just going to do 100% tariff. So you're going to double the price to come into the United States. Fed outlook, consumer credit barely grew. Fed minutes signaled more rate cuts, about 50% total by the year end, but that's all hinging on the economy, on if we get back in business and what we see on the job report and what we see on the CPI and the PPI.
I feel like $1.5 trillion was lost.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot done. Markets stumbled on the trade headlines. Fed's continued rate cut outlook could help steady things ahead. This week, we're going to be looking at housing starts and building permits, both expected to increase for September, showing builder confidence. Consumer spending remains strong, keeping the economy moving forward. If you read some of the things that are out there coming from the Fed chairman, they're like, well, we don't really want to change a bunch of stuff at this. Yeah, that kind of scared me here for a second. Somebody walked into the window and it startled me.
Well, he has some flat things left behind.
But they're talking about that they really don't know what they're going to do with rates because the chairman said, we don't really get into the housing market. That's not our job. Our job is just to talk about the interest rates. So even though they're being pounded from the housing industry, cut rates so that we can get some things moving, the Fed is saying, we don't care. That's not our job. That was literally a report yesterday. Wholesale pricing, the PPI likely saw a small uptick, suggesting mild inflation pressures. Economy stays steady and consumer-driven. Builders and buyers both showing renewed momentum. Local, DFW's median home price fell 2.3% year over year to $387,599. Active listings jumped 22.4%, pushing inventory to 4.7 months, which that's balanced. That's close. So we're balanced most of the way across. We'll hit Clarissa's numbers in just a minute so she can see what's going on. Clarissa, you know I'm picking on you. Buyers market for condos deep in the fifth month in a row. There were over 70% more condo sellers than buyers, creating one of the strongest buyers markets in a decade. Retail commercial growing. DFW has 7.3 million square feet of construction in progress, retail construction in progress, and office leasing is showing signs of rebound. DFW market is shifting, more supply, price adjustments to infrastructure investments create opportunities for smart agents to position listings and attract motivated buyers. I think that we all know that. Here's Clarissa's DFW market pulse. You know, this is the week that we just look at these numbers so you can pick your county and see what's going on. We're still seeing that reddish looking color, auburn color, coral color. That is the price decreases. The full MLS, the DFW area, we're still looking at about 5,000 price decreases over the last 7 days. And active new listings coming on the market at 2,900, closed at about 1,787. So we're gaining more than we're selling, and prices are coming down. So we're still growing in inventory slightly. It's not a lot. 1,200 a week, that's not terrible. We are losing some to pending, which there were 1,920, but usually what I do in my brain is I combine these two numbers because pending and closed means I can't buy them. So there's 3,800 houses there while 2,900 came on. So statistically, we lost 800 to the market in the whole DFW metro. Does that make sense? But that's the way my brain kind of calculates this. When I look at these pictures, that's what I'm looking at quickly. How many houses were pending and closed? How many came on? How many reduced in price? Where are the opportunities? And then I start looking at individual neighborhoods, counties, how we're going to, cities, if I'm going to take a buyer to an area. Rate watch. 30-year mortgage rate dipped to about 6.3%, hitting its lowest point of the year. Low rates are encouraging more refinance applications, especially for borrowers with higher existing rates, which are the people that have bought in the last 2 years. So now if they were at 7.5%, 8%, it's worth a shot if you sold something in the last 2 years to go back to your lender and say, hey, it's time to reach out to that client because they've got a 7.5. Would a 6.3 make sense for them to refi? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Used to be when I was coming up in the business, it was 2 points. You needed 2 points for it to make sense. But with some of the free refis that the lenders were offering at 8%, it still might work at a 1.7% drop. You with me? Okay. Rate volatility. Despite the recent drop, rates are still hovering in a narrow range. Investors are watchful of any economic or Fed signals that could push them backward. Rate softening again, giving buyers and refinancers a window to act. Volatility nearby, locking in when rates dip is smart. Here's the rates from last week. You can see that we actually took a little bit of a downward turn there. Oh, week over week, we were at 6.08 on the 30-year FHA last week. This year we're at 6.0. This week we're at 6.03. So rates are better. Rates are good. If you got an FHA buyer, now's a good time. Freddie Mac reported 4 basis points, but we're looking at 5 basis points week to week. So if y'all ever want to know what the basis point is, it's this digit here, that 3 and that 8. So 8 minus 3 is 5. That's 5 basis points. That's what they're meaning when they say those words. All right. So no one succeeds alone. A strong network can provide needed resources, valuable referrals, strategic insight, and emotional support. Building a relationship with peers, partners, and mentors can boost your growth in ways that hard work alone cannot. And I'm so proud of the things that I've seen on Slack in the last week of the collaboration that we have as a team. Being able to share contacts, share a realtor in another area or a contractor. Thank you guys. Keep that stuff up. That's gold for everyone to have that information inside. So if you see something that you've got a contact for and that you trust, please be sharing that. New survey revealed 82% of respondents use AI tools for insight into the housing market. But agents were rated the most accurate source of market information ahead of AI, family and friends, and the news. They said that 65% of the people that took this survey would still go to their agent before they would trust ChatGPT. Super big news, 65%. That's a good number to me. Because that means that somebody's actually, I don't know if you guys have ever done anything on Gemini or ChatGPT or Copilot or any of the AIs. Sometimes it's just wrong. Sometimes it pulls something off of a website and it's just incorrect.
And it's just all in how it's all your vernacular.
Absolutely.
Take one little tool and work off of it.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to shift gears and we're going to head into small steps, big results.